How's it, people? So today I decided I'm going to answer some of your Instagram DMs because you guys are always sending me Instagram DMs and I'm never answering your Instagram DMs. So today is the day I answer your Instagram DMs. Say Instagram DMs one more time. The Instagram DMs. You're welcome. I just want to say, if you see sweat on my upper lip, just go with it, hey? It's like 50 million gazillion degrees today. Just go with it. I can't be bothered at this point. I'm just gonna get into this because I have a feeling that this is gonna be a long video. So the first question goes to Elliot, who says, what is your favorite drink, non-alcoholic? The thing is, I love how, you know, with me, even like simple questions like this, when I start with the thing is, you know, one long story is coming. When was it? It was in 2011, I think, that I gave up Coca-Cola. Don't get any funny ideas. I gave up Coca-Cola and, well, actually all forms of cold drink, and I gave up juice, which leaves me with water, coffee, tea, and alcohol. But now you said non-alcoholic, so now that leaves me with water, coffee, and tea. I can't really start a day without coffee, so I'm gonna go with coffee. Yeah. If I walk into a restaurant or if I go into a coffee shop, my go-to drink every time is a cafe mocha. I mean, coffee and chocolate. Duh. A Chrissy Buffett just happens to be like one of my only friends who still like explicitly supports me on my videos, so please go and follow her. I want at least 10 of you following her on Instagram. I wanted to have a little heart attack when she opens her Instagram, so go and follow her. Can I come live with you on the farm in South Africa? No, I have a better proposition. Let's swap. I'll go to Canada, you come here and live on the farm with my 3 mongrels. Listen to me. We have no water, no electricity, no internet, no will to live. So if you're happy with those 4 things, then sure, please, by all means come. But if you're very attached to a life with electricity, water, internet, and your will to live, then I suggest no. Stay in Canada. And next question. Have you seen or do you believe in any ghosts, or have you seen any paranormal activity on the farm? Okay, let me put it this way. We live in an ancient farmhouse. This house was built in 1902. 2 plus 20 is 22. That makes it 120 years old this year. So please trust me when I say that this house, it comes alive at night. Like its spirit is awakened at night. Yeah, all you people who want to come to the farm, yeah, please come. We'll see how quickly, one night here, we'll see how quickly you'll be running back to your homes. I'm just dripping in sweat. We have wooden floors. I think I've shown you this in my vlogs. We have wooden floors, and our house is kind of like elevated. It's kind of like on stilts, so beneath the floors it's hollow. So when you walk on the floors, it makes a racket, which is fine and all, but when it comes to nighttime, if there's like the slightest bit of wind, it like plays with the floors and it sounds like someone is walking in the passage, yet no one is walking in the passage. It's frightening. So there's like lots of sounds at night and lots of like weird shadows popping up, and it's not a great time at night. This one time I will never forget. It was almost midnight and I'm sitting alone in the TV room, and it was back in the day we had a hi-fi. Do you remember those days when you had a hi-fi? And we had one of those hi-fis which like the CD player could hold 3 CDs at a time. You know what I'm talking about, right? And then when the one CD finished playing, automatically the next one would start playing. 11:30 at night, the radio's not even on. It's not even on, and then suddenly one CD starts playing. I'm telling you, I have never bolted to bed so fast in my life. I just let it play. I didn't even come and check on it. I was just like, nope, I bolted to bed. When I was younger, I was absolutely terrified of this house. When the sun set, it was not a great time for me. It was not a great time. Now, of course, I'm used to it. I don't care. Mixing20 says, what made you want to pursue YouTube? Honestly, I did not want to pursue YouTube. Basically, my friend told me that she thought that I'd be good at it, and she was like, just post one video and see what happens. So I listened to her. I posted one video. And then one day that video got like 100 views and I was like, huh, I don't even know 100 people. And then I posted another one just to see what would happen, and that one did even better than the first one. So I was like, huh, maybe I can do this. And here we are today. Please don't go watch those videos. It is very cringeworthy and I want nothing to do with them. Thank you in advance. Next question. The Unknown Soul says, best advice you've given to someone. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I've given to someone. Oh, I thought it was the other way around. The best advice I have given to someone, I would probably say it's the advice that I give everyone. Like, just be honest with yourself. As soon as you're honest with yourself, you are automatically honest with others. When you're dishonest with yourself, automatically you're dishonest with others. And that extends to being honest with your feelings, your emotions, being able to be vulnerable and have like very honest conversations with yourself about what's happening deep down inside, and just like being real with yourself, your life automatically becomes enhanced. Trust me, when you are dishonest with yourself, you basically like hold yourself back and you limit yourself from everything that is meant for you. It's very difficult running away from the truth and from your feelings and from your emotions. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of running, and eventually it depletes your energy. Yeah, just it's a lot easier being honest with yourself. Can you see my upper lip? Oh my god. What is this useless fan? You have one job. If everything goes back to normal, would you leave us again? In a heartbeat. I'm joking. I'm not joking. If you really think about it, everything is pretty much back to normal. And have I left you guys? No, I haven't. But think about it like this, right? You know, I never really leave you, okay? Because I'm always gonna be in here. That's too cringe, isn't it? No, yeah, I take that back. That's too cringe. But realistically, right, this is the best thing about YouTube and me being online. Whether I'm at home, whether I am on the opposite side of the world, you will always be able to follow me online. Even when I'm dead, my videos are here tattooed on the internet forever. So even when I'm dead, even when I leave you, I can't leave you. Yeah, you're stuck with me forever, shame. I want you to get up from your screen. See where I'm pointing? Get up from your screen and put your heart over there. That's where I'm gonna be. Get up and put your heart over there. That's where I'm gonna be forever. Right, that's enough cringe fest for today. Next question. Anita Singh says, do you miss South Korea? Let me put it to you like this, right? Imagine being in a relationship. Imagine dating someone for 9 years and then suddenly you break up with them. How are you going to feel? You know how you're going to feel? Like your heart has been splintered into a million pieces. It's going to feel like there is a hole, a gaping hole in your soul. And that soul, S-E-O-U-L. You're gonna cry, you're gonna miss them every single day, you're gonna mourn them. You're gonna think back on the good times and then you're gonna cry some more. It will always be on your mind. Yeah, so it's hard. But you know what? Korea will always be in here. Okay, enough with this hard stuff. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Heather Naidu says, name all the countries you have visited and where would you go next if you could travel? I've been to Thailand twice, China, I'm trying to go in order, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, South Korea. Oh, England. Shame, I always forget about England. Yeah, I went to England. That was the first country I ever visited. Where I want to go next, honestly, I've always just wanted to see the Northern Lights. That's not necessarily going to be next, but that is just something that I'm very desperate to see. And you know, the other day I was on Instagram and I was looking at my friend's Instagram story. Leslie, you may remember her. I did a video with her. She's from Canada. And I'm looking at her story and she's taking a photo of the Northern Lights and it looks like it's been taken from like a car, like inside a car. So I was like, did you go to Norway or something? And she was like, oh no, this is just from my backyard. And I was like, oh, it must be nice. All I can see from my backyard is one banana tree and one dead iguana. Nikhil says, what's your favorite thing about traveling? Okay, Lots of travel questions today. I feel like you all woke up collectively and thought of what question would make Sam the saddest. Ah yes, let's ask her about traveling. I just love like waking up and going by foot along these little unexplored streets. I love like exploring all these like little streets which no one goes down, and all their little nooks and crannies and all the crooks and nannies. Okay, maybe not crooks. I don't like going to places where every Tom, Dick and Harry Prasad go. I want to go like off the beaten path, and then eventually I want to stumble on like a rickety old farm. Oh my god. No, food. I want to stumble on a rickety old food stall and like finish my money on street food, or even like exploring night markets. Oh, just spending all my money on stupid trinkets and stuff. Yeah, so thanks once again for making me terribly depressed. Kitty says, please can I visit the farm? Oh god, you know what, I feel like I really catfished a lot of you with this farm. Listen to me, I told you, no water, no lights, no internet, no will to live. If you're okay with those 4 things, then yes, please by all means come and live on the farm. I feel we can be best buddies. Oh, now I feel bad for shouting at you. I can cook really well. Oh, you should have said that in the first place. Okay, come then. Ricardo Jacob says, would you ever consider buying or driving an electric car? Hi-wo. And then load shedding? Sahil Harilal says, okay, I've actually answered number 1 in a previous video. So if you're watching this and you know the answer to that, please put my answer in the comments so Sahil knows the answer to that question. So we're gonna answer number 2 today. A little personal on this one. Oh my god. Younger or older guys that grabbed your attention? Honestly, you know, if you're hot, you're hot. So like, if we're walking on the street and it's like, and you pass me on the street kind of thing, if you're hot, I'm gonna steal a little glance at you, you know. I'm obviously like, not if you're young, like 15, I'm not gonna look at you then. I don't want to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Well, it doesn't like, I don't think I've ever like had a specific preference. But that's with like first impressions passing on the street, you know. When it comes to like dating someone, for me, as long as you're emotionally mature, because you get younger guys out there who are very emotionally mature, and then you get guys my age or older even, and they're not emotionally mature at all. So like all I'm asking for is for you to be emotionally mature. But what I will say is, and this is arguable, so like, you know, you can definitely disagree with me on this. Age, I feel like age does matter when it comes to like a huge age gap. Like if you're in your 20s and he's like, I don't know, in his 60s or something, for me that would be an issue, because for me an age gap is fine, but as long as you're on the same, like as long as you're in the same kind of like phase almost. For me, like if you're in your 20s, you're still like in the spring of your life, you know what I'm saying? Starting your life basically. Whereas if you're in your 60s, you're kind of like in the autumn of your life. So your values and your priorities are going to be different, in my opinion. So that's the only time I think age matters. The next question, Kashi says, please could you explain the Itaewon situation that happened in 2020? Firstly, I want to apologize because actually I promised you an entire video on Itaewon 2020 and I never delivered. At that time, it was a long time ago, but I thought maybe there was a possibility of me going back to Korea. And so if I told that story, even though it's the truth, it's not necessarily like a good reflection on Korea. So I didn't want to jeopardize my possibility, my chances of going back. So I decided against it. That was the reason you never saw that video. But you know, oh what the heck, let me just summarize it for you. Basically, if you're unfamiliar with Korea, Itaewon is a district in Seoul in Korea, right? It is the district that has, it's known as the foreigner district simply because it has the most number of foreigners. That does not necessarily mean that in that area there are more foreigners than Koreans. No. There are still more Koreans there because it's Korea. But just because it has the most number of foreigners out of all the places in Korea, it's known as the foreigner district or whatever. Once upon a time, I think it was about in the end of March or April 2020, COVID, COVID, our good friend. At that time, COVID was still very new and people were still very panicky about COVID. We still didn't know much about it, especially in Korea. It was like they were trying their hardest to like nip it in the bud, and any breakout of COVID would cause like a huge panic in Korea. So April 2020 came and there was a COVID outbreak in Itaewon, Seoul. You know, when these things happen, like when there's a pandemic, people automatically want to shift the blame. So they were looking for any way to like shift the blame. They wanted to save face. I'm talking about Korea. What a great opportunity. It's a foreigner district, and so they decided to like target the foreigners and like blame it on the foreigners. Actually, it later came out that it wasn't actually a foreigner who spread COVID in that particular situation. I'm not too sure about this story, but apparently it was some guy who went to like 5 different clubs or something, nightclubs, in one night. I don't even have the energy for one nightclub in 1 month. Don't ask me where people get the energy to go to 5 nightclubs in one night. He or she, sorry, I don't know if it's a he or she, but we'll just go with they. They infected a whole bunch of people, and of course because it's Itaewon, a bunch of foreigners were also infected by this person. And yeah, so because they decided to like target foreigners, it kind of like snowballed and it became like this witch hunt for foreigners. And they ended up like trying to like track and trace all the movements and activities of the foreigners. It went as far as Jeollanam-do, which is where I lived at the time. Now Seoul is in a province called Gyeonggi at the top of Korea. I lived in Jeollanam-do, which is right at the bottom, very far from Seoul. But they were tracing the activities of all the foreigners even as far as Jeollanam-do. I told you, it became like a witch hunt. It became crazy. When I went to school on the Monday, wow, it became like an interrogation. Like people, the most frequently asked question was, did you go to Itaewon? Forget Seoul, I didn't even leave my apartment. I did not go anywhere that weekend, but I was getting interrogated. And even though I answered that question once, they would keep asking me as if my answer would change days later. They would keep asking me the same question, did you go to Itaewon? It was this crazy witch hunt. Yeah, so the discrimination against foreigners at that time was intense. I have never experienced anything like that in all my 9 years in Korea. It was such an overwhelming experience that I actually cried because it was just, I've never ever felt like so targeted like that in my life. Sometime later, when the foreigners, we got over it and we could eventually laugh about it, one of the foreigners in my town came up with this idea. She was like, wouldn't it be fun to like make these t-shirts that say did you go to did you go to Itaewon 2020? And I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty funny, I won't lie. And so I got this t-shirt. If that girl's watching, I wear this all the time. It's like one of my favorite t-shirts. And it's kind of like our own little secret club. Yeah. So that was Itaewon 2020. Not a great time to be a foreigner in Korea. Oh my gosh. Firstly, I got one more question. And I'm so sorry, but I cannot find that question anymore. But I do remember you. And I tried this morning to go find your question, and would you believe you sent me this message today, which is so sweet, thank you. But I still can't find the question that you sent me, but I do remember it because it was a good question, and that was something along the lines of, now that you've come back from Korea, what are your realizations about South Africa or something? And you're not gonna like this, but like, you know what I realized? I think I've mentioned this before in a previous video, but I realized that South Africans, we've become accustomed to like settling for second best. Load shedding, for example. We've kind of like given up. Like, look at this. Today we're on stage 4 of load shedding. It's ridiculous. What I realized is South Africans are very good at this at least culture. What I'm trying to say is we settle for what we get, and it's not fair. We should never settle for this standard of living, because when we go and vote, this is not what we're voting for. It's not fair. We didn't sign up for this. What I mean by this at least culture is, like, I hear a lot of South Africans saying like if someone complains about load shedding, for example, then someone else will be like, well, at least it's just 2 hours of no electricity and not 4 hours or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So actually, people have every right to complain about load shedding. Like, there's no at least here. There's no like, we need to be grateful that it's 2 hours and not 6 hours. There comes a time when even positivity becomes a little bit toxic. You know why? It makes us settle. Why should we be settling for this? We deserve better. When we voted for a better life. So like, we're allowed to complain about this. There comes a time when even positivity becomes toxic, so we need to be careful of that at least culture. So yeah, those are my realizations since coming home. Don't you regret asking me that? Right, now we go into the deeper questions. The people who wanted to remain anonymous. Hi, I see you, but only I see you because you're anonymous, so don't worry. Okay, so this person asked me, how do you know? How do you know if someone is the one? It's very ironic that you're asking me. How do you know if someone is the one? I mean, I don't know. But what I do know is, you know how people say, when you meet them, you just know that they're the one. No, that's bull poop. That's what that is, bull poop. You know how you know when someone is the one? You know over time. It takes more time than just like that to know that someone is the one. You're gonna have to live with that person. You're gonna have to learn their ups and downs, their highs and lows. You're gonna have to learn them inside out. You're gonna have to discover their flaws, and not only discover their flaws, but you're gonna have to love them with those flaws. You're gonna have to start loving their flaws. When you notice that your life is enhanced since that person has come into it, that's often an yeah, an incubation. That's what I was gonna say. That's often an incubation that, well, that chances are they're the one. If someone brings out the best in you, if you realize that you're a better version of yourself when you're with that person, that's another good incubation. That they're the one. If they see your pain and your trauma and your darkness, because everyone comes with baggage, right? Everyone comes with darkness and a bit of baggage. And if they discover that about you and they're still willing to stick by you and help you grow through that pain and help you heal through that pain, chances are they're the one. If you find that your life is getting easier with that person in it, chances are they're the one. If they accept what you do, and not only do they accept it, but they embrace it and they support it and encourage it and they push you to be better in it, in what you do, chances are they're the one. If they're helping you grow mentally in all aspects of your life, chances are they're the one. And of course, if you're with them and you feel safe, if you feel protected, if you feel like you're at home when you're with them, even if you're not at home physically, then a very good indication that you found the one. I hope that helps. With my very limited experience, I hope that helps. Oh, Anonymous wants to know, are you excited for your birthday? Wow. You know, it's just gonna be a very normal, very boring day on the farm, I guess. I don't know what else to tell you. As you can see, I'm terribly excited about my birthday. I'm turning 33, if that interests you. My upper lip, oh my god. It's like a waterfall cascading down it. I'm at the point now where I'm like, well, on my way to 40. So that's exciting. I'm at the point now where my knees make a noise when I walk and my bladder is like a sponge. I wheeze when I walk 5 steps, and even my vital organs start wheezing when I walk 5 steps, and my back is broken half the time. Like, it's not a great time, you know. So yeah, I'm very excited about my birthday. Anonymous wants to know, what is the creepiest thing that's ever happened to me? This is quite a story, so I hope you're ready for the story. Should I tell the story? Okay. The creepiest thing that's happened to me. I had a classmate, and he was in my class since the beginning of high school, so that's grade 8 until grade 12. On the night before our matric dance, he was killed. We were not very close, but he was still like a lovely chap. I don't think there was a single person in our grade who didn't like him. He was just the kindest soul. The weirdest thing started happening. So after he passed away, almost every day, if not every day, every other day, he would enter my dreams. And in my dreams, I always knew, I would see him and I always knew he wasn't alive. So I would always try and go up to him. But his back was always turned to me in every single dream. His back was always turned to me. But I'd always try and go up to him and ask him, you know, I know you're not alive. Why are you here? But I'd never get an answer. His back was always turned to me, and then he would like walk out a door or something. These dreams, remember I said almost every day, these dreams went on until 2013. I was in matric in 2006. 6 plus 7. Those dreams went on for 7 years. Until one day, I was in Korea at the time, 2013. One day, I had another dream, and he was there. But this time, he was wearing a tux. So in all the other dreams, he was like wearing very casual clothes. But this time, he was wearing a tux. And this time, I saw his face. And I went up to him in my dream and I was like, why are you here? Why are you always following me in my dreams? And he took my hand and he said, you've got to let go. That was the scariest thing. He said it so seriously, you've got to let go. And he walked out a door. I woke up. I was so traumatized, I started crying. And would you believe, after that dream, he's never appeared in my dreams ever again. That was 2013. 3 plus 9 is 12. It's been 9 years since that dream, and he's never, ever appeared in my dreams again. That is by far the creepiest thing that's ever happened to me. And honestly, my dreams are kind of weird. So I obviously have meaningless dreams, but I notice that the meaningless dreams that I have aren't like so vivid. It's the ones that are really vivid. That's when I know they're like trying to tell me something, or they're much more meaningful anyway. But yeah, that's definitely the creepiest thing that's happened to me. And on that bombshell, we've come to the end of this video where I've spilled a lot of secrets. I hope you enjoyed that. Please feel free to add your 2 cents in the comments. I do not know the answers to everything in life, so please feel free to add your 2 cents. I would love to read your 2 cent comments about how you feel about anything that I said. Don't forget, if you like the video, give it a like. I'm laughing because I've done this outro so many times now. And I keep messing up. Okay, this is take 7 now. Don't forget, if you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like anyway. Don't forget to follow me on all the social media. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to join my channel. And I will see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.